my head every day time. Focus on my face. Hello friends, welcome to my kitchen, and as promised in my huge grocery haul video I did 2 days ago, today is the ingredient prep version of everything that I bought in that video. So if you have not seen that video, stop right now. I'll leave it down below. Go check out this video where I found some amazing deals, and most of them ended up in the freezer, but the ones that didn't, we're gonna prep. We've got some meal prep going on. We've got some freezer hacks for you. Let's get started with giving this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you wanna see more cooking and money saving on groceries and hang out with me because it's weird, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Let's get started by prepping some of our fruit. My good old OXO salad spinner is gonna get quite the workout today. We're gonna start by rinsing off all of my fruit, all of my berries. Let's throw in the strawberries first. All right, here we go. Oh yes, oh yes. Okay, 2 pounds of strawberries actually doesn't look like that many in this. I'm gonna put some cold water into this and a little bit of vinegar to get off any bacteria or anything like that. And if we dry them pretty well, they should last in the fridge for a lot longer. Don't worry, if you rinse them good enough, they will not taste like vinegar. There we go, just a little bit.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
All right, I think those puppies are done. While those strawberries dry, it's time to do the blueberries. Now I am gonna use some of these in some baking, but just in case someone wants to eat some blueberries as they are in some yogurt or whatever, or in some cottage cheese, let's give these a rinse in the exact same way we did to the strawberries. I saw a bad one, pull that one out. I'm also going to rinse off all of my apples. I'm just gonna put these in a bowl on my table or on my counter so the kids can come and grab them whenever they want. Sometimes if your stuff is kind of hidden in the refrigerator, it's hard to remember that it's there. I might have to do this in 2 batches because I do have 4 pounds of apples here, but I am gonna give these a rinse as well. They'll stay good for longer. Here's my vinegar. It's just plain old white vinegar. Nothing fancy here, so just throw some in cold water. Next up, I have the cantaloupe, and it's one of it's one of the things that makes me choke. It's one of me and Ryan's favorite things to eat. Andrew likes it as well, but they're not gonna eat it if it looks like this. So if you bring home a melon or something like this, just go ahead and cut it up so they can come and grab it whenever they want. So this is how I do it. I'm not saying it's the right way to do it, it's just the way I do it. Ooh. Ah. Mmm. Oh. Don't make it weird. But if you guys are eyeing this awesome chef knife I am using to chop this melon, it's my Muffins chef knife, and they are sponsoring today's video. Now, I'm a big fan of having the right tool for the right job and investing in something that's really gonna perform well. But what I love about Muffins is that you can get a really high quality chef knife, or for that matter, steak knives, or a paring knife, or a non-stick pan, or a stainless pan, or a carbon steel pan. They have all kinds of cookware for your house. And what's awesome is you can get these amazing tools at 2 to 3 times less than premium brands. So yeah, you can pick up a high quality professional knife set or cookware for a fraction of the cost. And are they gonna give you a deal because you are watching my video? Yes, they are. All you have to do is go to the first link in the doobly-doo and use the code FFM to get 20% off of your first order. This Muffins chef knife has literally turned into my favorite knife in the kitchen, and if you make sure and hand wash it and store it away from all other knives, it will stay sharp for a very, very long time. Sharp enough to slice off the tip of your finger, but I don't recommend you do that. You wanna try out the chef knife, which is what this one is, or the steak knives. I bought myself an entire set of steak knives for Christmas last year. I have the paring knife. They are all amazing. You cannot go wrong with any of these decisions. So once again, check out the link down below. Use the code FFM, 20% off. Now, using my Muffins knife, we're gonna get back to tackling this melon.
I'm not gonna stay. Try to get up, you're dragging me down. Let it back off, I'll turn it around. All the once and for all.
When I go buy celery, I just keep it in my fridge and I rarely process it. My kids do not eat celery as a snack. No, it is only for cooking. That is all I use celery for, and it always gets chopped up. And for some reason I bought 2 this time, probably because they were really cheap at Winco, I think. But what we're gonna do this time is we are going to chop it like I would cook with it and then freeze it. So I always have celery ready for my chicken noodle soup. It's ready for my red beans and rice. It's ready for my gumbo, and I don't have to be like, oh my gosh, I don't have celery. How do I make chili without celery? I don't know. The day is saved with this freezer hack for you. I'm going to chop first, rinse second, and it's gonna be great. Great, I tell you. And am I using my Mise en Chef knife? Oh yes, I am. This is why you wash your celery. Ew. Oh, that's gross.
What?
We're gonna go one more time. Oh, it got in the way. Okay, I'm gonna redo it. Hold that. I'm gonna redo it.
Don't do that. Oh, yeah. No, all the way up. Just,
Okay, now that my celery is all cleaned off, we're gonna spread it out on some cookie sheets and stick them in the freezer just like this. And I'm doing this so they'll freeze kind of individually, so it's not just one big chunk of celery. These are gonna go in the freezer.
Later.
My celery is out of the freezer, and as you can see, it's definitely frozen, but it's not in big one clumps. So I'm gonna put it in some baggies for the freezer. And anytime I need a cup of celery, it's already cut up, it's already washed. Why have I not done this before? I couldn't say. Favorite hack ever. Now I grabbed all of these jumbo mild Italian meatballs. It would be most efficient if I just use my air fryer. Now I don't think I can fit all of these in one batch, but I'm hoping I can do 2 packages at a time. I have no idea how long these are gonna take, so this is kind of an experiment today. So let's just open this up, dump this in here, we'll see. The air fryer I have is the Kasori, I think it's a 5.8 quart. It is so easy to clean. You just pop this piece out, and honestly, I put them in the dishwasher. Dishwasher works just fine. I did use my Mise en steak knife to open these. So handy. Okay, I'm trying not to get meat on my hands. Okay, hold up. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is not working quite the way that I thought. I thought they'd just pop out of there. Come on, meatballs. It does say on the back, 375 for 35 to 40 minutes. So what do you say we do 375 for 25 minutes and then check it? This is 2 packages of the meatballs. Let's go in. Change the temperature to, let's go 370. And maybe we'll check it at 20 minutes and see how that goes.
A few moments later.
All right, 20 minutes. Wow, those look really good. I think we might need to cut one in half just to make sure they're cooked all the way through, but that looks great. Okay, don't worry, I got a clean knife. That looks so good. Okay, what do you think? Nope, not quite. I think it needs to go a little bit longer. Let's try 5 more minutes and see how that goes. We're gonna make some muffins, and this recipe idea stemmed from 2 things. Number 1, the beautiful blueberries that I had purchased and washed earlier. And, hang on, hold up, I'm gonna get it. Buttermilk enriched white cornmeal mix that I got from Walmart for 50 cents for the whole thing. So we're gonna make blueberry, lemon, because it got a lemon, cornbread muffins is what we're gonna do. So in your mixer of choice or bowl and hand mixer, we're gonna put all of our wet ingredients in here. So that's gonna be 2 eggs. 2 eggs. Shells? No. 2 cups of milk. If you have not picked up the jumbo muffin tins, I will leave a link below. I know everyone's all about the mini muffins, but I'm telling you, the jumbo muffins makes you feel like you're eating in a bakery when you are actually just eating in your own kitchen. Half a cup of oil. That's a quarter cup. Okay, half a cup of oil. And the lemon zest from 1 lemon. Mix until thoroughly combined. That looks pretty good. Now our dry ingredients. 2 cups of our cornmeal mix. Come on. There's a recipe on the back for Southern cornbread, and it has sugar listed as one of the ingredients. So my Southern peeps, weigh in. Sugar in cornbread or no? That's a hot topic. That's a hot topic. We're gonna go 2 cups of this cornmeal mix right here. This is gonna be fun to cook with. I love finding different ingredients like this. Especially for 50 cents. 2 cups of flour, just regular flour. Boom. 1 cup of plain white sugar. And I'm gonna do some baking powder in this because I am not using self-rising flour, it's regular flour, so I need a rising agent. So I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons of baking powder. We'll see what happens. Stir until barely combined. You don't wanna overmix it or your muffins will be tough. Okay, just barely mixed. Now we add our blueberries, and we will do 1.5 cups of fresh or frozen blueberries. And if you don't use up like all the blueberries that you have, okay, I feel like this is not gonna work very well. Okay. If you feel like you're not gonna use all of your fresh blueberries before they're gonna start wilting, you can freeze the fresh blueberries just like this. Like put them in a Tupperware, throw them in the freezer, they'll be perfect. I have done it so many times, and then you can just make your muffins or blueberry bread or whatever later. No big deal, and there's 1/2. So I just want those to be just barely mixed in, and we'll get our muffin tins.
Did you pack the flashlight, the blanket?
400 degrees for 25 minutes. Well, They definitely did not get very floofy.
He's so fluffy, I'm gonna die.
So there is that, although I had a couple in this smaller one, and these did get a little rounded. So maybe it was just the large muffin tins, but they're definitely cooked all the way through. I'm gonna let them sit for about 10 minutes while I mix up a glaze to put on them. So in a bowl, I'm gonna put in the juice of 1 lemon. This is really hard to do left-handed. And about 3/4 cup of powdered sugar, and give it some whiskey business. Oh, you know that's gonna be good. Okay, here we go. Yes.
It's a real adventure, the trail you're looking at. I'm glad you came for a while, I thought you might be bailing. Is that the same yellow shirt you used to wear? But 1,000 years seem like almost no time now. This guitar right here, do you still remember?
Quick story about these bananas. So Dave came home very proud of himself with 2 cases, yes, cases of brown bananas. Each case was only $5 at the grocery store. So you know I froze a whole bunch of them, made some muffins, and also whipped up some of my banana bread that I just filmed in a previous video. I will leave that video and the specific recipe down below for you. But because I just showed it, I swear a week ago, I didn't want to record the whole process again. Here's just a few quick clips of the banana bread. Go make it, go love it, go eat it. It will be the best banana bread you've ever had. And I don't think we're buying bananas for a while. If you remember the cherries that we bought, I have something very specific in mind to make for that. I will start with a mixing bowl. I am going to make a crisp topping. So you're gonna need some brown sugar, some oatmeal, butter, and flour, and that's all. Here are the measurements. 1.5 cups of flour, 1 cup of oats, 1 cup of brown sugar. I hope I have a cup in here. Oh, it's looking sad. That's a problem. And 3/4 cup of butter, which is 1.5 sticks. And even though we're gonna be cutting this in here, I do like to cut it into smaller chunks just to get it started. This is cold butter, right out of the fridge. And you're done! Just kidding. Get my pastry blender. Time to get your workout for the day. It's a nice arm, shoulder workout. Or you can just get your husband to do it for you, but mine's not home, so he's at work or something like that. So I guess I'll do it by myself.
One eternity later.
All right, basically you want it to look like that. This is my cherry pitter, like a little shallow dish for the cherries to come out here. I'm gonna put them in here. You pop the pit out into this collecty dish and fingers crossed it goes okay. I can't remember if I'm supposed to de-stem them. I can't remember, but we'll see. I did not stem them, so we'll see what happens. No. Okay, stem's coming off, I guess. And sometimes you miss. That one missed. Sometimes you have to double check. You don't want to crunch on a pit. That is no good. I usually have Tyler do this for me. Great news. Cherry juice does not stain my counters, so that's good. In a baking dish, we're gonna mix up our filling, which is 4 cups of cherries. I have never done this with frozen cherries, like pitted frozen cherries. I would imagine that would be fine. Just shy of 1 cup of sugar, a 1/4 cup of flour to help thicken it up, and about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I promise that's like half, right there. Let's stir all this around, not too much, because I don't want all the sugar to fall to the bottom. Now comes the really good part, is 4 ounces of cream cheese. I'm just gonna break off chunks of that to kind of melt in there. Try and do it semi-evenly. Now the topping. Oh my gosh, it might be too much. I should use a slightly bigger baking dish, but I don't know that I have one. Anyway, there we go. 375 for 45 to 50 minutes. It's gonna be amazing, I promise you. And oh my gosh, go wash your hands. Holy crap. You know, I only make this dish about once a year. And every year when I make it, I'm like, why? Why don't I do this more often? Wow. That's all I can say about this. And we're gonna need a private moment in a minute. Like a little bit of cold vanilla ice cream would take it over the top and just blow your mind. But it's pretty dang good by itself. I think we have done some amazing things today. The items that had recipes, I will leave those down below for you. And if you want to pick up a mise en knife or pan or set of steak knives or a paring knife or whatever, make sure you check out the link down below. Save 20% off your first order. I love their products, so I am very happy to recommend them to you. That is the end of the video. So you are welcome to turn it off. I'm just gonna eat this. No, cheers.